The difference between objective danger and relative danger is huge. Like if you don't understand something, a lot of stuff seems dangerous. If someone's been doing something for a long time, it might seem crazy or ridiculous or risky, but that person has been working their way up and practicing, and they know and trust that it's going to work out.
I think risk is a part of life. You can't escape risk, and it's just about knowing your own limits. You can take constructive risks or destructive risks, so I'm just really aware of the risks I'm taking and making sure they're constructive for my life.
There's always that risk of getting injured, but I guess it depends how you go about training. I think that's the most important part to whatever you're doing, is to look into how the move works and the techniques behind it, and not just going for the move, chucking it.
So don't leap ahead to some place that you're not at yet. Start, just with little baby steps, and then just increase those steps as you're ready to do so. That would apply to anything that you were doing, any physical activity.
I wouldn't say that I am ever in an unsafe risk situation. That approach to risk-taking I've learned from parkour, I've learned to apply in a lot of other places. And it roughly goes along the lines of, you have to be there, you have to stand there at the jump or in the situation and assess it. You have to look how far it is, look at the situation, look at what might be going on around it, and also think back on your experiences and be like, I've done something like this a lot of times. This one's slightly different for this reason. So I think through the process and the results and work out what the risks are, what could go wrong, what do I know that I could help deal with it when it goes wrong, and basically weigh it all up. Other stuff I do in my life is slightly more dangerous, like starting a business with no idea what I'm doing and trying to work it out as I go. That was a dangerous move.
In Kalari, we use a lot of weapons, and so if you're not aware, if you're not focused on what you're doing, you're going to get hit or you're going to hit someone else. And I've been hit and I've hit other people, not very often because we do focus, but it's possible that you have a metal sword in your hand and you're going to hit someone, and if you don't hit in the right spot, you're going to cut them. If I am doing something dangerous and destructive, I feel that in my body, I feel it in my emotions, everything goes down. So I just am listening all the time to my body, to my emotional body. Everyone knows that feeling. I'm doing something stupid. I'm drink driving, I'm taking drugs or whatever. We know that feeling of risk, and this is going to maybe hurt me, compared to I'm going to slowly build up my ability to use a weapon, and that feels good.
I approach risk-taking and tricking by looking at the prerequisites and making sure I can do them every time, and just drilling them until I can do it perfectly, until I can actually do the skill, like without even thinking about it. I'm not really the type of person that goes really crazy with what I do. I'm pretty smart with my training, so I guess people haven't really come over to me and said, hey, what you're doing is really dangerous. It just depends how you approach it. But yeah, it definitely can be risky, more from over time and training too much.
As I've got older, I've found that I don't actually need to train so much. When I was younger, I did about 4 hours training a day, not just with contortion, but I was a dancer as well, and so I was doing all kinds of ballet. I now only have to train twice a week for about an hour and a quarter, because any more than that is overtraining and overusing your body. The way to not injure yourself is all in the warm-up. It's really just basically that. So I'm very, very conscientious about my training, and I have a particular training regime that I do, and I never change that at all.
I think actually you guys are asking a lot of questions about physical risk and physical pain, but I think what stops people is mental pain. They think I'm going to look stupid, I'm going to fail, someone's going to judge me, I can't do that because I'm not good enough.
Confronting risk, confronting perceived danger, confronting fear are core to making progress. So when something is scary when I first think about it or consider it, but then I work to a point where I can do it, understand it, and conquer it, that's when I grow the most, that's when I improve the most. So that feeling is super rewarding. And knowing that that feeling is rewarding, but also important, like knowing this progress is important because every time I do it, I grow and I learn a little bit more. If I stop, I'm probably going to stagnate.
I think people only take risks when they're unhappy, when they feel contained. Like if you're discouraged from doing what you love, then you don't get to experience that sense of being alive. If you are feeling like you want to take those destructive risks, start looking at why and do more of the things you love, because there's a reason why we do those crazy things. It's not because we're bad people or whatever, it's because something's missing. It's a warning signal. If you're taking dodgy risks, look at what you really want to be doing and do that instead.